and welcome to round 2 of the Parenting Roundabout podcast for the week of May 30th. I'm Catherine Haleko, and I'm here with Terry Morrow.
Hello.
Usually on this podcast, we talk about parenting issues, but once a week, Terry and I like to get together to discuss TV, movies, books, and other entertainment topics because it's nice to talk about something other than parenting for a change. So this week, we've wrapped up both of the series we have been watching, Bridgerton Season 2 and The Afterparty. We will start with...
to bust and them both.
I know, together. We'll start with Bridgerton. This episode was called The Viscount Who Loved Me.
Yes.
And, you know.
Took them the whole dang episode.
The whole time. But finally, Kate and Anthony get their happy ending, which, of course, we knew was coming this whole time. But basically, they were the only two.
Yeah.
Happy ending. There was a lot of other, troubling stuff or sad situations in this episode between I guess maybe you could say that Mrs. Featherington kind of got her way in this episode as well.
But young Lord Featherington goes off with a broken heart and also broke. So long to you, young man.
Bye.
Good riddance.
Yeah.
But she is
She's very crafty.
She is very crafty, indeed. And she would have had some fun in America, honestly. She probably could have done quite well there.
Yes.
But she must stay and care for her daughters, by whom she means the two older daughters, because she obviously can't give a bleep for Penelope, but still.
Right. And the one's already married, so...
Yes. And wait, now, if they rush in and find Penelope and Colin alone in a room, don't they have to get married?
I know,
Isn't that how it worked for Prudence?
I think because it's Penelope, they're like, surely nothing was going on.
She is the equivalent of Walt in the Afterparty.
Yes, she totally is. That's how she got away with being Lady Whistledown. Yep.
Because absolutely nobody notices her.
Mm-hmm.
Eloise finally got smart there towards the end. But she was awful about it. And
that was very sad because
it was.
Penelope, not only did she get discovered by Eloise and, roundly attacked by Eloise for what she did. Friend dumped. And she overheard Colin say that he would never court Penelope Featherington.
After he had been super sweet to her. Yeah. And raised her hopes up.
Right.
Quite reasonably raised her hopes up by telling her how special she was to him.
Right.
Did he mean sort of special like a particularly adorable puppy?
Yeah.
Did he mean special like my old childhood friend whom I shall always remember fondly?
Mm-hmm.
What the bleep, Colin?
Yeah.
This was otherwise a very good Colin episode because he ran a con on Featherington and then brought business to the bartender guy.
Right.
So, yay for you there, sir, but what the heck?
Yeah.
What is the matter with you? You do not look like a guy who would need to lie to his friends about who. Well, although that is sort of the Bridgerton deal, isn't it?
Yes. This would be the second time in this season that we've had a group of guys, a group of bros talking about a woman who happens to be standing, 3 feet away.
Like older brother, like younger brother. Nothing is easy for these dudes.
No.
I think, as much as I loved all the romantic things between Anthony and Kate, because come on, finally, although Anthony did have to be a lunkhead 2 or 3 more times before he finally said, I love you. This is what's been called for quite some time, sir. But even with all the romantic stuff, I kind of feel like my favorite scene was between Anthony and Gregory. How adorable was that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Just... having some affection for his brother and talking affectionately about his father, and the mother was outside the room crying.
He finally took on a father figure type of role to Gregory, who, is basically must have been a toddler when his
Right.
father died.
Yeah.
So,
That was so sweet. And that's like, Anthony's heart grew 3 sizes. And he was finally able to
Absolutely
stop being
did.
a lunkhead and just, speak directly.
Mm-hmm.
Not quite right away, but pretty
No,
pretty soon.
it took him a while.
He still had to be oblique at the ball, but oh, you crazy kids.
Yes.
I enjoy how these two actors must have had very specific nudity clauses in their contracts after watching season 1. It's like, nope, 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 nope.
Uh, and according to Wikipedia, the final scene where they're at the country house with
Yes.
with all the brothers and sisters,
Uh-huh.
that they had been traveling for 6 months
Yeah.
prior to this. I missed that.
There was a mention of that.
Okay, I missed it. I needed Wikipedia to tell me that.
Something like, they've been traveling for 6 months and now it's going to take them 6 hours to come down and play the game or something like that.
Yeah,
And Daphne knowingly sang, "It's the way it is with newlyweds."
yeah, but somehow her baby didn't grow 6 months worth. Well,
Maybe that's a different baby. Maybe she's just been having
she's
more
had
while
another
this other
one.
stuff has gone on.
That's possible.
She's adopted. Don't ask too many questions. They're happy, Catherine.
Yes,
Just
I know.
let it be.
I know. Let it be. Exactly.
And everything's fine. And the queen waved her wand and made everybody stop gossiping. So it was fine.
Yeah.
It was good. And
yeah, she's like, oh, that canceling that wedding, that was totally my idea.
Yeah.
So she managed to make herself and everyone else, blameless in the,
yes, you go, queen.
in the whole thing.
Saves the day.
And I believe we're to assume now that she's going to marry Edwina off to her nephew, the prince.
Yeah, who was kind of a good dude, as I recall.
Yeah, he was in the
Just
last
fine.
one.
He just wasn't, smoldering and sexy like the Duke.
Right.
And
Which Edwina's fine with that.
Yes, he was just nice and shiny and adorable.
Yeah.
So sounds like the perfect match.
Yes.
But
So there you have it. Bridgerton season 2.
yes, what will this ending made me feel even more queasy about the next season being Colin and Penelope. Because I think Colin needs at least a season or two of growing up
Right.
before he's going to be ready to have whatever storyline. I mean, I guess, Anthony became a real boy over the course of this one season, so I suppose Colin could grow the bleep up, but I would have liked to have him in the background for another season.
Yeah.
On the other hand, do I care about Benedict? Really not at all. So
You don't care that
season, they got to make him more interesting the season before. So maybe that's what they're going to be doing.
Yeah, his big storyline was that his brother bought his way into the art school,
Right.
and he was real bent out of shape about
Yes, it bothered him.
it. Yes.
How dare you do something nice for me?
Yeah.
But so yeah, we couldn't just skip to Eloise, really. We couldn't just get Eloise and the hot printer together next season.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. What would they be? Elio, Feloise, better than Pollen for sure.
Pollen. No, thank you.
We got to wait a while for
Do
that.
not care for
Unless
that
the
hashtag.
actor who plays Benedict says, really, I'm very busy. I don't have time for a season of my own. Y'all just go ahead. I'll go after Hyacinth. It'll be fine. I'll be an old man and I'll
Right.
kick up my heels with some young lady. Oh, well. Bridgerton. So happy Anthony and Kate finally got coached by their loved ones to, hey, it's okay to be happy, kids.
Right.
Go right ahead.
Guess what?
The scene between her and her stepmother was very sweet.
Yeah.
And could have come like a bunch of episodes earlier, lady, to put this girl out of her misery, really. You have an excuse that you were grief-struck when your husband died, but there's been some time since then, I believe.
Yes.
you might have noticed that
And wasn't
this young woman has the weight of the world on her bleeping shoulders.
Yeah, and I mean, wasn't the mom aware that Kate had this whole plan about we're going to marry her off, and then I'm just going to go back to India and be a governess, and she never.
She didn't at that point want to say, "Shouldn't we find a beau for you too, sweetie?" Mm-hmm. Nope, she just let it go. Yeah. So, moms on this show.
Sometimes it takes a little while for them to...
honestly, in terms of fighting for your kids, maybe Mrs. Featherington is the best mom on this show, and that's tragic. Oh, well. Although she's a horrible mother to Penelope. So.
That's right.
But what a little operator she is.
Mm-hmm. Really, I mean, do you think she was... scheming this the whole time and sort of like letting him think that she was into him?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I think she is just making it up as she goes along.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's just that good.
We did get to see what a ball was like at
their
House Featherington. So.
Yes. Very gold. Lots of gold.
Yes.
Gilded to the extreme. Mm-hmm. So how come Eloise can find Penelope's stash dough in a short period of time, and yet nobody else has ever noticed?
Well, because they don't care to look, and also she did pretty much rip out the whole room. Like you could see that everything was a real mess. So. Yeah,
the last time Penelope hid something, there was a squeak in the floor, and I thought, somebody's going to find it because of that squeak in the floor. So I'm just going to say Eloise heard that squeak in the floor and checked it out. But, I feel much sorrier for Penelope than Eloise, even though Eloise does have a legitimate complaint.
Right.
But...
Well, yeah, because, Penelope did what she did to try to help Eloise, but she could have said, okay, let's figure this out together instead of just deciding that this would be the best way to proceed.
Yeah. Not sure up until the point when she did that Eloise would have believed her.
Yeah.
So. Gotta listen to that gossip and write it down.
She could have just
share it with your friend.
Penelope could have, taken her in and showed her under the floorboard.
I guess so. But the non-personness of Penelope would make it difficult for anybody to believe.
Right.
Which is, of course, the very reason she can do it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, dear. Poor girl. Mm-hmm. And now next season, all the spotlight's going to be on her.
Yeah.
And that lunkhead she's... You set your sights on a Bridgerton, you're going to have to deal with a certain amount of stupidity before
you get to the end point.
You get to the end.
Yes.
Daphne wasn't so much stupid as just sort of innocent.
Right.
But still. Nothing's going to be easy with these Bridgertons.
Nope. That's why you need a whole season to work it out.
I don't think it's going to go any easier for Eloise than for any of her brothers. So, Hyacinth. I hold out hope for Hyacinth.
Also, there's another one that they never...
Yes, Francesca.
That has
the actress keeps getting other jobs,
absent
so she disappears.
For both seasons.
So I think next season there's a different actress.
Maybe.
Somebody who's less popular.
Yeah. I mean, we wouldn't...
to sign a contract.
We certainly wouldn't know the difference because we've barely caught a glimpse of this person.
Right.
So.
That's right. There's like the Bridgerton sort of adults, and then there's just the miscellaneous Bridgertons. But young actor who plays Gregory got himself a good scene. You go, man.
Yes.
Put that on your resume. I want to see that on IMDb. You go, man.
Yes.
And you got a long time before you're going to be a lunkhead trying to win the woman you love badly.
Yeah. Maybe he'll learn from observation of his brothers.
Maybe he'll just go to America on a boat at some point, and we'll never get his story
we'll
now.
Never see him again. Well, shall we move on to the other child protagonist?
Yeah, we can, but Did was the ending of this mystery satisfying to you?
Well, first of all,
oh yeah, why didn't I see that? Why didn't I notice that? Of course.
Well, first of all, so this episode of the Afterparty was called Maggie. So it was supposed to be the eyewitness account of young Maggie,
which
Zoe and Brett's daughter.
For a few minutes.
But
honestly, I can forgive a lot for the fact that a bunch of the adults were Muppets.
Yes. In her scenes, in her story. Yes. It was funny. There was
Walt
a Muppet, Walt.
A Muppet. I don't know about Jennifer One's husband, but Walt is definitely a Muppet.
Yeah. And just a Muppet who only just says his name. Walt.
How is that guy not a serial killer? I don't understand.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been surprised if it was him, which they tried to lead you that way for a few moments.
Yeah. So Maggie supposedly solved the case, although I guess she just mentioned that she turned the sounds up in the soundboard, and the wig was because of her.
Mm-hmm.
And they found out that Jennifer, too, actually went to the hospital. Don't they have police guarding this to make sure nobody leaves?
Yeah.
And if one of the police officers quite reasonably took her to a hospital to have her baby, would not they have passed that word to somebody inside?
Unless it happened before Xavier died, I think.
I guess.
I think that was possibly the implication.
That could be.
And that her husband, it turned out, no, we never met him because he was in Tokyo.
Yeah. Good to know, I guess, that she was safe and neither the culprit nor another victim.
Right.
She was just gone, which is fine.
Nobody missed her except for Jennifer One. Yeah.
Who was amusingly has been the case all through. She just, every time the detective said it's this person, she said, I knew it. And then it's somebody else completely different. Oh, I knew that.
Right.
That she speaks for us all.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When she just has no actual clue.
Right.
So, Jasper, man.
Yeah.
It was Jasper.
Good old Ben Schwartz.
This cute little shaggy Jasper, who we love because it's Ben Schwartz.
Yeah.
And he had that cute musical episode.
Yeah.
That they confusingly said was the most cartoonish story of them all, when clearly Zoe's was the most cartoonish story of them all, because it was actually
a cartoon. Yeah.
But, all the things that they added up made sense. And then, of course, he helpfully confessed, which my husband watches a lot of Perry Mason. And we're always going, if you would just shut up, there's no way they can prove it. It's all circumstantial. And then the person goes, yes, you're right, I did it. Jasper, man. Shh. Right.
But he enjoyed the notoriety.
And it will probably work out quite well for him. But it seemed like a lot of the clues she was putting together were visual clues from the reenactment that we saw. Mm-hmm. But she didn't see that. She just heard them talking about it. Did each one actually say, and then Brett came in from this direction?
Right.
Or was it just part of the thing that was being shown? I guess we're supposed to assume that the thing we're being shown is exactly what they said, even though we didn't hear them saying it. Yeah,
and that she's like visualizing it based on what they're saying.
Detailed. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's, would they be expected to remember what direction somebody came in from?
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seemed all like, welp, gotta tie it up.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like they could have left bigger, more easy to recognize clues for us.
Right.
Dummies watching at home.
Yeah. Because you relied on, like, was the closet door open or not?
Yeah.
And then you find out that Maggie, pushed all the buttons on the recording studio thing.
I mean, just that there were so many details to remember from episode to episode.
Right.
And if we're supposed to remember the visual details also, I feel like that's asking a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But, if we're just supposed to let it wash over us and at the end go, oh, that was a satisfying conclusion to the mystery. Cool. What's up next on on Apple Plus.
On Apple TV. What is it going to serve me up next? Yeah.
So, I mean, it was enjoyable all the way through. I'm not sorry I watched it, but I sort of like Only Murders in the Building, I think we felt this way also, that really is a mystery. Maybe it didn't hang so much together.
Right.
That one a little better than this one, but still you're not watching it for that. You know, it's not Agatha Christie. You're not watching for the clues and then trying to figure out the person yourself. You're just watching these actors that you like with funny dialogue, you know, work something out.
Right.
I guess this is what we get now.
I guess this is TV now.
This is TV now. Just sit back and watch. But do think maybe it would have been better to watch all at once. It's maybe the drawing it out week to week makes it seem more like, well, there better be a big payoff at the end of this.
Right. And perhaps we would have remembered some parts.
Maybe. I guess. Possibly I wasn't paying that much attention.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm playing games on my phone. I'm watching stuff.
Aren't we all?
Yeah. So, I mean, did I notice that Jasper had a different phone sometimes? I did not.
No. But Anik did because he's an escape room creator guy.
Right. He's a detail. Was there ever an explanation for that note that they found in the trash? In the bathroom? I think there was somewhere along the way.
I think that they figured out it was like song lyrics or something.
Oh, okay.
So.
And Maggie is responsible for the cat art on Anik's face.
Right. That's, someone should raise that child not to deface other people's faces.
I think so. Yeah. I don't know. At that point in the night, I think she could do anything she wants to do because she's kind of been run around.
Yes.
And when she was telling her story and Brett was like mouthing her and it was her voice coming out, that was really fun. Funny.
Yes.
That was well done, but brief. As is appropriate, I suppose.
Yeah, we needed room for all of Danner's proclamations and announcements and things. So.
And when the big fancy cop comes up from L.A., it's all been solved.
Yep. Sorry, just gonna have to get back on the plane.
So that whole episode about her and him setting up their conflict.
Right?
Not so much of a payoff.
No. Not really.
But, yeah, again, could have been fewer episodes.
Yeah.
Could have been a really fun movie. But
it was a fun movie. It was called Knives Out.
Oh, yeah? That's right.
It's very, very similar to Knives Out.
Yeah. Oh, well.
So.
Movie I've not seen.
Yeah, it's a fun movie.
Yeah. My husband was going to watch it the other day, and I said, I might want to watch that. Wait till sometime when I'm going to watch that. And then that time is never going to come.
Right.
So you really should just
you should let him watch it.
Look after himself and watch the movie. But
yes.
It could happen.
Yeah.
Could happen.
Yeah, I recommend it. It's fun.
Okay. Yeah. So both of the, as with Bridgerton, there was going to be another season of the Afterparty at some point with the actors who play Zoe and Anik in it.
Okay.
Something that was spoilerific at the time I saw it. Figured those two were not going to jail.
Right.
And there might have been one or two others, and then some new people. So I suppose I'll watch it, but maybe we could watch 2 episodes at a time.
Yes.
4 episodes at a time, or really just the entire thing.
Right.
It would go down pretty easy in one helping, I think.
It would, absolutely.
Yes,
and now
episodes aren't that long.
Now we know that. So
yes. These are made for binging. This is how people watch things these days.
That's right.
What are we doing watching one a week? Silly us.
Well,
we're just going to go do it again.
Yeah, but
although are those coming out one a week, or are they coming out all at once
for the next show?
Yeah.
They came out. Okay, well, let's tell the nice people what we're doing.
Leap ahead.
We watched season 1 of Girls 5 Eva, and it is back. So just like with Bridgerton, we are going to jump back in for season 2 and see how it goes. We enjoyed it very much the first time around. And we're going to do 2 a week. So they are, they're usually half an hour-ish. They're shorter. Right. And they've got, they released like the first 3 and then doled them out after that. But I think by the time we get to the latter episodes, they will already have, been out for us to partake. So sounds that's like what we're going to do for our next several weeks.
Yes.
Girls 5 Eva, which is on Peacock.
Right.
If you'd like to join us, that's what we'll be doing.
Yes, you do have to subscribe to the $4.95 premium plan of Peacock to watch it. Right. To watch the second season. You can watch the first season for free, but the second season, pay up. Mm-hmm. So
pay up for a short time.
Yeah. Subscribe through your iPhone, and then it will go into your, I think it goes into your Apple subscription, so it makes it real easy to stop it.
Okay. So the first episode is called Album Mode, and the second one is called Triumphant Return to the Studio.
Ooh.
Yes. So we will
little something completely silly to cleanse our palates.
That's right. Because, Bridgerton and the Afterparty were not at all silly.
Well, yes, but there was a great deal of suffering.
Yes, there was.
And pining and sacrificing amongst the Bridgertons.
Yes. So
we're gonna miss them being happy for however long, and we're gonna just dive back into Bridgerton's.
Oh, right, yeah. They only pop up when they're in the midst of some crisis.
Well, so maybe Anthony and Kate can just be standing on the sidelines, cracking wise and making out. Mm-hmm. So
that sounds good.
There could be some fun in that.
Yeah. Well, that's going to be it for round 2 today. Please subscribe to our Parenting Roundabout podcast so you won't miss any of our episodes. We have something new for you every weekday. As always, you can find recaps, links, and an opportunity to comment on our website, theparentingroundabout.com. Bye, Terry.
Bye, Catherine.
Bye, everyone.